It is imperative that we agree to conclude the pact. The speech delivered by Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin's speech to the Soviet Politburo on 19 August 1939 reveals his deliberations prior to signing a pact with Nazi Germany on 22nd August, in which the two countries agreed to divide Poland and not fight each other. This was a duplicitous agreement between two dictators who mistrusted each other and hated each other's ideology. At the point, however, the pact was expedient to both. The question of war and peace has entered a critical phase for us. Its solution depends entirely on the position which will be taken by the Soviet Union. We are absolutely convinced that if we conclude a mutual assistance pact with France and Great Britain, Germany will back off from Poland and seek a modus vivendi with the Western powers. War would be avoided, but further events could prove dangerous for the USSR. On the other hand, if we accept Germany's proposal that and conclude a non-aggression pact with her, she will certainly invade Poland, and the intervention of France and England is then unavoidable. Western Europe would be subjected to serious upheavals and disorder. In this case, we will have a great opportunity to stay out of the conflict, and we could plan the opportune time for us to enter the war. The experience of the last 20 years has shown that in peacetime, the communist movement is never strong enough for the Bolshevik party to seize power. The dictatorship of such a party will only become possible as a result of a major war. Our choice is clear. We must accept the German proposal and, with a refusal, politely send the Anglo-French mission home. It is not difficult to envisage the importance which we would obtain in this way of proceeding. It is obvious for us that Poland will be destroyed even before England and France are able to come to her assistance. In this case, Germany will cede to us a part of Poland. Our immediate advantage will be to take Poland all the way to the gates of Warsaw, as well as Ukrainian Galicia. This isn't the case that Germany would emerge victorious from the war. We must, however, envisage the possibilities that will result from the defeat as well as from the victory of Germany. In case of a defeat, a Sovietization of Germany will unavoidably occur and a communist government will be created. We should not forget that a Sovietized Germany would bring about great danger. If this Sovietization is a result of German defeat in a transient war, England and France will still be strong enough to seize Berlin and to destroy a Soviet Germany. We would be able to come effectually to the aid of our Bolshevik comrades in Germany. Our goal is that Germany should carry out the war as long as possible so that England and France grow weary and become exhausted. Therefore, our goal is that Germany should carry out the war as long as possible so that the England and France grow weary and become exhausted to such a degree that they are no longer in a position to put down a Sovietized Germany. Our position is this: maintaining neutrality and waiting for the right time. The USSR will presently assist Germany economically and supply her with raw materials and provisions. It goes without saying that our assistance should not exceed a certain limit. We must not send so much as to weaken our economy or the power of our army. At the same time, we must carry on active communist propaganda in the Anglo-French bloc and predominantly in France. We must expect that in that country, in times of war, the party should quit the legal means of warfare and turn underground. We know that their work will demand great sacrifices, but our French comrades will not hesitate. Their first task will be to decompose and demoralize the army and the police. If this preparatory work is fulfilled properly, the safety of Soviet Germany will be assured, and this will contribute to the Sovietization of France. For the realization of these plans, it is essential that the war continue for as long as possible, and our forces which we have available in Western Europe and the Balkans should be directed toward this goal. Let us consider the second possibility, a German victory. Something that this would confront us with a serious danger. There is some truth in this, but it would be a mistake to regard the danger as so close at hand or as great as has been proposed. If Germany should prove to be victorious, she will leave the war too weakened to start a war with the USSR within a decade at least. She will have to supervise the occupation of France and England and restore herself. In addition, a victorious Germany will have vast colonies. The exploitation of those and their adaptation to German methods will also observe Germany during several decades. We must strengthen our propaganda work in the belligerent countries in order to be prepared when the war ends. Obviously, this Germany will be too busy elsewhere to turn against us. There is one additional thing that will strengthen our safety. In a conquered France, the French Communist Party will always be very strong. A communist revolution will inevitably break out, and we will be able to exploit the situation and to come to the aid of France and make her our ally.